Good morning, faithful listeners. This is the Colonel and Mr. Bigg podcast coming to you from downtown Cicero, Indiana, and the downtown Tomah, Wisconsin. The Colonel's in Tomah, Wisconsin. I'm in Cicero, Indiana, and it's amazing. We're on this computer screen together. And listen, today we are going to plead the fifth because things that we might say on this podcast might incriminate us, and we certainly don't want that to happen. So if anything we say offends you, we plead the fifth on that. So we'll discuss that a little bit later as we go. How are you, Colonel?
Good. I may plead the fifth over 100 times today, so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, we'll get into that big time here in a little bit. So as we get started this morning, let's welcome in our first sponsor. We're going to talk first today about Antiques and Botanicals. That's in the Smoky Mountains just north of Atlanta, Georgia, in beautiful Marble Hill, Georgia. Discover a world of timeless treasures in our carefully charted collection of unique antiques and collectibles. Each piece tells a story, from intricately crafted furniture, rare vintage decor, to historic artifacts. Whether you're a seasoned collector or simply seeking a one-of-a-kind addition to your home, our selection offers something special for every taste and style. New vintage arts just arrived this week. So contact, again, Antiques and Botanicals. Phone number 770-893-1494. That's Barb and Jay Grimes in Marble Hill, Georgia. Check them out in the type Antiques and Botanicals in your browser, and they got a great website. It's got over 100 pictures on there, so check them out. Let's immediately go into our bike trail sports today. We're going to talk a little sports as we get started here this morning. And Mike, you got to be pretty excited about the Brewers, at least the way they're playing. Maybe not the way they went through the trade deadline, but the way they've been playing.
You know, I was talking to my boys about the trades, and you know, we all knew the Brewers would do nothing. You know, they'd pick up a 45-year-old pitcher that had Tommy John surgery 16 times, and that's just the way that their owner is. He won't spend any money, and somehow the coaches and the players continue to win, and they're 72-43. They've won 3 in a row, still up over the Cubs by 5.5. The Cubs scare me. The Cubs are hot. They scare me, but the Brewers are playing well, and now the Twins are in town, and then after that they head out west for the Padres and the Dodgers, so that'll be a tough series. The Cubs handled the Dodgers pretty well, but we'll see how the Brewers do. And I think, you know, if everything holds, that's who they'll probably face, and we'll see what happens, you know, if they get that far, when they get that far against the Dodgers, but it'll be a good test coming up. But yeah, 72-43, playing well. And I know you want to talk about the Yankees, and we'll talk about the Skubal trade, but then I want to talk about, well, actually, I'll bring it up right now, Tommy. I'm going to quiz you a little bit. The ABS challenges. Who do you think is the most successful team challenging balls and strikes?
The Yankees.
Any idea?
The Yankees.
Close. Yankees are over 50, or they're at 50%. The Astros are at 58%, along with, let's see, the Royals are at 56%. The lowest team is the Braves at 38%. The Yankees are at 50%, and there's quite a number of teams at or above 50% when they challenge the calls.
That's interesting.
Brewers are at 45%, and but yeah, there was a challenge last night. We were on our way home from O'Hare, and the Brewers were playing the Pirates, and the announcers were actually laughing because the ninth inning, one of the Pirates challenged a call, and the ball was literally right down the center of the strike zone. And he did the ABS challenge, and they were laughing because they knew it was a stupid challenge, but he lost that one. So yeah, your Yankees are playing well too.
They are, but back to ABS a little bit. I wonder if I'm sure they keep a stat of the umpires that gets challenged the most and what percentage of them are wrong and all that stuff. It's kind of,
yeah.
I mean, it's.
Yeah, they do. I don't have that, but I've seen that.
And then they were talking the other night, I was watching, I forget what broadcast it was, but they were talking about, you know, back in the day, you would challenge balls and strikes by arguing with the umpire. And now when you challenge, this is kind of putting the umpire down, especially if you win. I mean, how do you as a catcher go back down in your crouch after the umpire? I mean, does he the next pitch say, I'm going to show this guy because they only got one challenge left. They're not going to challenge the next one. So it's kind of interesting that
And
They do that.
the other night I saw the Pirates manager get booted. He got ejected because it looked like Contreras for the Brewers, tapped his helmet, which he did, but there was some confusion, and the call, yeah, they didn't do the challenge, which would have helped the Pirates. I can't remember the whole story, but the manager came out and he got tossed, shortly after, because he was complaining
Huh.
that even though Contreras had challenged it, the umpire didn't call it, and it was confusing. But he did get tossed over that. But it is rare nowadays. Before, it used to be all the time that somebody get tossed out of the stadium. So
I
that's a
could.
good thing.
The Yankees didn't come on. They were in rain delay the other night, so I was on the MLB network, and so the Brewers were playing the Pirates. So Skeen was pitching. I thought, man, I'm going to watch this, and he has fallen off big time. I don't know what's
Yeah.
going on with him. I don't know. They were talking about maybe some of his routine, his schematics and things are a little different. They said nobody works harder than him, but I was amazed that he walked a lot of people and got hit, and he's just not. He's not playing well at all. But the pitcher for the Brewers that night, he just come back from IR. I forget
Yeah.
his name. Is it Harrison? Not Harrison.
It's either Harrison or
Left-hander.
Henderson. Henderson?
The left-hander guy.
Yeah, let me look. I think it's Henderson.
He pitched really well. I mean, I was impressed the way he pitched. He just came
Yeah,
back. I thought
Harrison. Yeah,
Harrison.
Harrison.
Okay, yeah,
Yep.
yeah. He
Yep.
looked really well. And then I see last night. I mean, no one of the. I mean, you're right. They did pick up an old pitcher, Dusty May, who's had Tommy John surgery, but he did win the game last
Yeah,
night for him. I
he
mean,
pitched well. He pitched
yeah.
well.
So it's the Yankees are just. It's so frustrating to me and my buddies I talked to. They're Yankee fans. I mean, again, they did nothing at the trade deadline. This is the first time in 12 years they did not get a pitcher in the trade deadline, which is ridiculous, but they needed a reliever. They needed a catcher bad. They didn't do any of that. They picked up a couple hitters from the Marlins, Luis Garcia Jr. and Halit Ramos. Garcia is leading the league in slugging percentages, but the other night they only got 3 hits and got beat 2-0. But they did bring up this kid named George Lombard Jr. that is going to be great at shortstop. He's just looks like a great kid, and I think he's going to be. He might be the second coming of Jeter. I mean, the way he played defense, and he first at bat, he hit a home run first game as in Major League. It's kind of ironic that night. His brother is on the Marlins, and he started for the Jupiter down in Jupiter for the Marlin Triple A team, and they both hit home runs their first big league games, which is kind of ironic that it did happen, but that was pretty exciting. But
I
the
know why the
Yankees have not
Yankees.
won a World Series since 2009, and Yankee fans are not happy about that. They're not going to win a World Series again this year. There's no, the Red Sox are 30-5 in their last 35 games, and they're playing lights out. It's just unbelievable. And they got the catcher from the Orioles, which the Yankees wanted. And I don't know why. The Yankees got as much money as the Dodgers, and the Dodgers just spend money like it's crazy, and that'll get us into the Scooble trade. But the Yankees are 4.5 behind the Rays, and the Red Sox are only 5.5 behind. So if the Yankees don't be careful, the Red Sox are going to overtake them. And they got the Braves coming in for a 3-game series this weekend, so they very well could lose 3 in a row there. So
I can tell you why the Yankees didn't pick up anybody.
what is
It
that?
goes right in. It goes right into the Scooble trade, because I truly believe the owners stacked the deck with the Dodgers to force a lockout next year, because they won't go to salary cap, and that's what the owners want. So
Could be.
I think they stacked the deck, because the Brewers offered more to the Tigers than the Dodgers did for Scooble, and I think the deck was stacked. I think they want the Dodgers to win the World Series again, so it pisses everybody off. There'll be a lockout. There'll be a salary cap, and get parity like they do in the NFL, which I think they need. Right now,
They
the
do need
Dodgers have
that.
they have $1.5 billion in deferred money right now to pay out over the next couple of decades.
and most of it's to Otani. I mean, it's a
Yeah.
lot of it's to Otani. But the amazing thing, the Dodgers, here's what happens: they don't play well. They'll get all these players. They don't play well during the season, but when they get in the playoffs, when you have that many good pitchers in a 5 game series, and you can pitch three aces, I mean, you're going to win the series. There's no doubt
Well,
about it. I mean, it's
and last year they claimed they were all hurt, so they sat him most of the year, and still won
yeah,
their, and they get in,
yeah,
and then everyone's healthy. So,
yeah,
yep,
yeah. I don't, it'll be interesting to see what happens, but. Yeah, the Scooble trade. I know the Yankees, the Brewers, everybody. I mean, the Yankees, the Brewers, and the Dodgers are in it, and that may be true. The fact that just what you said. I mean, there is. I think there'll be a lockout next year anyway. I mean, they need something. It's just this money these guys are making is just unheard of. But
yep,
it'll be
I
interesting.
agree.
We're into August. We're getting down to the nitty gritty when it comes to getting ready for the playoffs. I saw yesterday the Central. American League Central, which is the White Sox and the Twins and the Guardians, they're saying that 3 teams out of that division might make the playoffs, which is kind of crazy. The White Sox, they say the White Sox will make the playoffs, which I think is great for baseball. I
Yeah,
mean, they haven't, how long has it been since they made the playoffs? But
yeah. After last year too.
yeah.
Yep.
Speaking of money, I want to transition into the NFL as we're getting very close to. In fact, last night was a Hall of Fame game, which doesn't mean much. But yesterday, 3 running backs all signed for over $22 million a year, and good for us Colts fans. Jonathan Taylor signed a 2-year contract that's going to pay him $22 million a year, and it's kind of interesting that Bijan Robinson of the Falcons signed first, and he got like 21.8 million, and then Taylor signed at 22 million, and then Detroit signed Gibbs at 22.3 million. So to make him the highest paid running back, but we're glad to have Taylor back. I was worried that he might walk, but he said he wants to retire a Colt, so that'll be interesting. Hopefully that will continue to happen. I think a couple of teams are on the hot seat this year, and that's the Colts and the Packers, because if they
Mm-hmm.
don't do something this year, I think their coaches are gone. I mean, I
Yeah.
think both their coaches are gone.
Yep.
Uh,
I do too. I do too. We actually stopped up at Lambeau 2 3 days ago and watched the Packers practice a little bit. We were sitting in the end. We watched the players ride the bikes, through the crowd and go
yeah.
into the practice field, and then we were on the end where Tucker Kraft was warming up. He was hurt last year with I believe ACL injury, but he's 100% now. Huge dude. To me, he's the best tight end in the NFL. He's a game changer. And as we're sitting there watching him, my boys leaned over and said, Dad, look, look. So I looked to my right, and guess who was standing over there? The best looking woman in the world, Kay Adams.
Well, yeah, she is
Oh,
cute. Yeah, yeah.
man. She was standing probably 50 yards away from us. And
Really,
that
really.
was the end of me watching practice. So I got a number of pictures of her. And
Yeah, I
yeah,
saw some of them on Facebook. It's
she's amazing.
you'll be getting arrested for stalking. Another
Yeah.
thing, NFL, real quick. Hall of Fame ceremony is on Saturday, and 2 Indiana connection players going into the Hall of Fame this year, and that's Drew Brees, who of course graduated from Purdue and had a great NFL career, and then Adam Vinatieri, who started with the Patriots and ended up with the Colts, who ended up being the best field goal kicker and the highest scorer in the NFL history, and so he'll be going in also. In fact, he lives in Zionsville, not too far from here, but that'll be Saturday. That'll be interesting, and um, I saw a thing popped up 10 years ago to this
Yeah.
week. We
Yeah.
were at Hall of Fame ceremonies watching Favre get inducted into the Hall of
Yep.
Fame, which was fun.
Yep.
We had a good time.
That popped up in my memories too. That was awesome.
Yeah. Local
So,
sports, just a few local sports update. Nothing to really report. No sports have started per se. I mean, practice has started. Tomorrow we got a big media day at the football field for all of the football players from grade kindergarten to 12th grade. So the first and second graders, third and fourth graders, and fourth and fifth graders will play flag football, and then the middle school will have a scrimmage, and then the varsity will end up having a scrimmage. So it'll be my first concession event of the year, and been getting ready all this week for that. Busy as hell, and Caleb Small, our coach. This is his 14th year coaching high school football, and it's his first year at Hamilton Heights. He was a quarterback for Hamilton Heights, and then he went to Marion University and won a national championship. And so the big expectations for Hamilton Heights football this year. And then right behind that, girls soccer and volleyball will be starting. So we'll be in full swing starting a week after next when we really get full swing. There's a few scrimmages next week, and then after that, we get full swing. So as we go forward, we'll have some scores to report on local sports, but that's about it for local sports here. I don't know what's going on up there. I'm sure there's same thing, practice, and probably nothing started yet.
Yeah, I think football just started, and I know volleyball starts next week, but I'm looking through Royal's Facebook page right now, and I did see this, that the Royal 3rd and 4th grade youth travel softball team was the SWCL, and I'm not sure what that stands for. Southwest something.
Yeah.
Southwest Coaches League. I don't know, but they were the champions this year. So I know the Royal, the softball, the girls have a number of good players coming up through the system, and I believe next year they could be even better than they were this year. So good to see that the young girls are carrying on the tradition of winning, and maybe one of these years we can make it to state. So congratulations to the 3rd and 4th grade girls for being the SWCL champions this year. So
Yes, that's
they're
great.
also looking for a full-time maintenance position, Tommy, if you want to move back home.
Hey, I could do that. You wouldn't have to work very hard because the guy that was in there, man, he didn't work at all, right?
For years.
Hell, maybe I could sniff around those high school girls.
Yeah, it's been done before. Pick up a few
It
girls,
has
take a
been done.
nap. Take a
It
nap.
has been done before. Wonder what that pays.
Gosh, I don't know.
I bet
Let me
it
see
pays
if
probably, does it pay 60 maybe? 60, 70 maybe? I don't know. It may. Who knows? I have no clue.
I can find here. Let's see. Base pay is 21.23 an hour. So that's 60.
So it's
40,
not
40,
40.
42.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
a lot of money, but our janitors, I tell you what, our janitors out of high school, they just work. I mean, they work their butts off. It's they're there on weekends for when we have events and everything. I wouldn't want that job for nothing. There's no way. In fact, our head janitor, Bruce, who's a great guy at in the high school, he actually stepped down this year. He said he was tired of being blamed for everything and just wanted to work 3 to 11 and go home. And so he stepped down, and it'd be interesting. They did hire somebody. She only lasted 10 days, and then she quit. So I don't know what's going on at the high school, but
You know, I have to give credit to our maintenance crew. The grounds around Royal look fabulous now. I can remember years ago, Jacob was in high school.
the weeds in the weeds in the parking lot.
Yeah,
You went over and just I know.
I had to go up and weed whip
I
because
know.
it looked absolutely terrible. And prom
It
was
did.
getting ready to kick off, and I was up there trimming around the school, and the parking lot had weeds that were 5 foot tall, and it was just absolutely terrible. And yeah, the grounds now look fabulous. So, we appreciate the hard work they do.
Our grounds
Most of
look
them.
really good. And then, again, it's me, and you're the same way. Then you'll see, like, along a fence, there's all these weeds that they didn't do. And you go, wait a minute. Everything else looks great. Why in the hell didn't you do? And then I noticed right outside my new concession stand, the sidewalk, the crack in the sidewalk, a great big old blade of grass have come up and they had to see it. Why wouldn't, I mean, I pulled it, but I thought, didn't they see that? I mean, come on. I mean,
At Royal, they spray around the fences, so it looks great. But you know where I noticed it? I drove through downtown Elroy, and everything's cracked, sidewalks and the
yeah,
main street.
yeah.
There are weeds growing up that, I'm not kidding you, are a foot tall in the sidewalks. And I'm thinking, my God, we get some tourists that come through there to ride the bike trail, and they've got to look
A
at
lot.
our town. They've got to, I know well, I'm not going to get into it, but it's just like, couldn't they spray or take a weed whipper and then spray? It's like, my God, people, it's just
If we
unbelievable.
can see it, why can't they see it? If we see it, I don't
Jeez.
understand why they can't see it. It's just crazy. That's like at the hotel I work part-time. The rain has washed away all of our mulch, and it looks like shit, and there's weeds in the flower beds, and I'm thinking, guests come in here every day. Why in the hell? And we got a landscape company. Why would you not get on their ass and just say, get
Yep.
over here and get this fixed? It's
we went to visit my mother-in-law the other last week at the home in Outright for the elderly. They still have the
Right.
welcome spring banners hanging outside on the lamp poles. It's like come on, welcome
Yeah, it's
spring.
nuts.
It's fucking August. God.
I think one of our segments I think we're going to put on here every week that we just we probably should do something week in and week out. We do bike trail sports. We're going to do premature interjections. That way we can talk about various items and interject them. And the first one we're going to talk about, I don't know. I watched Pat McAfee last week and I happened to tune in on a day that they were at the Pittsburgh Steeler camp. And Aaron Rodgers came on, and I love it when McAfee interviews Rodgers. But I'll tell you what, Rodgers sat down and he went on a rant. He went off, man, on Fauci, and it was funny as hell. It was just, because if you think back at COVID when he was on McAfee every day, he did all that research on COVID. He had like a 250-page thing that he had put together and all this stuff, and but he was going off on Fauci, and it was just funny as hell. And I know you want to talk about Fauci, so I'll let you go ahead.
Yeah, I just laugh because, people are putting together the videos of trusting the science and all the bullshit that came out during COVID. And then Fauci gets on, the first day had 111 pleadings of the fifth, alone that first day. And I guess the Senate voted to hold him in contempt. No, nothing had happened to him.
No,
I mean,
no.
I read part of RFK Jr.'s book about all this shit. And, Fauci had issues during the AIDS epidemic. And like somebody like Arthur Ashe, who was perfectly fine, had the HIV virus in his system. As soon as Fauci put out the new medication, Arthur Ashe died. And there's this big, I'm not well versed in it, but there's this big conspiracy that Fauci and what he had administered to the people carrying HIV actually caused them to die. And then you hear about his experiments on animals and the whole COVID bullshit. And since day one, I said was horse shit. And I'll tell you how it's affected me. 10 years ago, I was asked to submit my information to be on the Royal Alumni Hall of Fame board, the wall.
Yeah, yeah.
In 2020, when COVID came out, I lambasted that this was all bullshit on Facebook. Now, the president of the Alumni Association at Royal really got pissed off at me. So here we are 10 years later and I'm not on the wall. And I think it's all because of my COVID comments, because she was really pissed off at me over this whole thing. But I have to laugh because we were right. Everybody was right. It was all horseshit. The ivermectin, the hydroxychloroquine, all this stuff worked, but they hid it. And now Fauci, had to be pardoned by Biden's auto pen before Biden left office. And it's just a slap in the face. But, the people that are in love with the left and believe all this bullshit, they don't care.
No.
I've got family members that will literally run to get their 59th booster shot. It's just like, are you fucking kidding me? But yeah, makes me chuckle.
I bet he made a lot of money through that whole thing from pharmaceutical. Without question, he's a multi-million, maybe a billionaire without. I mean,
yep.
But it was I just tuned in. Yeah, I just tuned in when what's his name? Holly was interviewing him from Missouri, I think it was, and he asked him the color of his tie, and he said he pleaded the fifth. I went, this is bullshit. This is crazy. Then he said, what color's a carpet in front of you? I plead the fifth. Wait, come on. You've been pardoned. You can't plead the fifth. Why would you plead the fifth? It's crazy.
But this will all disappear in a week or two, and you'll never, Fauci will go on living his life as a millionaire, and nothing will be said. It's all wasted taxpayer money, but it was just a show.
It is a show. It's ridiculous. And it's half of the stuff that goes before some of those committees is just bullshit. I mean, it's just a waste of time. They should be spending their time doing so much other stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Erica Kirk's brother.
Yeah, I saw an Instagram post, and this was interesting. They had a photo of Erica Kirk's brother, and then kind of the fuzzy photo of the alleged shooter after Charlie Kirk was shot and killed. They look identical.
Really?
Her brother. Yeah. And there's a conspiracy theory out there. Maybe I'll discuss this next week about her being involved with the assassination and coordinating and blah, 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 blah. Now, I'm not saying that's what happened, but there's
Yeah.
the conspiracy out there. And the picture that they showed of her brother and the picture of the shooter
Uh,
as he left the scene, they look very, very close. So it's kind of interesting. So maybe I'll dig into that and have it on for next time,
yeah.
Tommy.
Yeah. Now she's dating somebody of prominence, isn't she?
Yeah, I think
Who's she?
so. Yeah.
Who's she dating? I forget who it is. It's some
Let me,
politician or broadcast newscaster or something.
I'll see if I can find it here.
I heard she was dating someone, and in fact, it happened pretty quickly after his death. They started seeing each other. I think. Yeah, I think that whole thing was I mean, whether it was the exploding microphone or whatever was going on, I think there was a conspiracy behind it. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah. Blake Wynn? Does that sound familiar?
I don't know. I thought it was somebody, I thought it was somebody else. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe I was misread, but yeah, okay, that'd be interesting. We should probably get into that next week, maybe.
Okay.
Uh, Last week, my daughter-in-law called Penny and she said, what are you and Tom doing? I think it was Thursday night. And Penny says, well, we don't really have any plans. And she said, well, you want to go to a concert? And Penny said, and they've never called us and asked us. So Penny says, well, I don't know. What is it? She said, well, it's the Coral Reefer Band. And down, it's someplace, a venue we'd never been to down in downtown Indianapolis. So we said, yeah, we'll go. So they came to our house and we drove down, and Penny found us a parking lot because downtown that day was that concert, Gen Con convention, which was the largest convention in Indianapolis at all time. I mean, and the Indians were playing downtown, so parking was horrendous. But anyway, so we get to the concert and we go in, and so they give us this. She goes to will call and she gives us a ticket and a sticker to put on our shirt. And the sticker you put on your shirt got us backstage. So before the concert, about 15 minutes before the concert, we got to go backstage and meet Mac McAnally, who was Jimmy Buffett's guitar player forever and helped him write a lot of his songs. And then a guy named Scotty something else that actually took Mac's place as his lead guitarist. I love all music. I've never been a Jimmy Buffett fan, but I'll tell you what, we had a ball at that concert. It was just fun, and it was really, and having met Mac McAnally and then seeing him play, he changed the guitar 17 times during that concert. My son counted 17 times he changed guitars. But I mean, every song you knew. I mean, it was kind of. But I like I said, it was just we had a great evening. Again, my first time going backstage to meet anybody. I mean, and it's Mac McAnally. It's not who is a great. I mean, he's had a great career in not only in Nashville but all over. But I just thought that was great. And shout out to Kelly, our our daughter-in-law, and to Michael, my son, who asked us to go. We had a great time, and that was a lot of fun. Penny and I watched a documentary the other night about the Idaho murders on TV, the college kids that got killed up in Idaho. And I just found that really interesting first of all, I didn't realize that the University of Idaho and Washington State University is only 7 miles apart.
Yeah.
Because Washington State's they're on the eastern border of Washington, and Idaho's on the University of Idaho's on the western. And this guy, I guess, was a nutcase from the get-go. I forget the guy's name, but if you get a chance, you should watch that because it's very interesting about all the intricacies. And now I just read that the guy is wanting to take back. Well, first of all, the parents of all the four, they wanted the death penalty without question and had convinced the prosecutor to go for the death penalty. And at the last minute, the prosecutor took a plea deal where the guy got 4 consecutive life sentences in prison, which they say he'll never see the light of day. But now he's coming back and wants to renege his plea and plead not guilty, which now they're saying, if this goes back to court, who knows what can come up. But I'm just thinking this guy killed 4 people. They got all the evidence that shows he killed 4 people. And now because of plea deals and stuff, it's just,
yeah,
but Netflix does a great job on these documentaries. They do a great job.
Yeah, we want to watch that one. He's claiming that Ethan Chapin, who was the young man there with his girlfriend and was asleep and
Yeah,
was
yeah,
unfortunately one
yeah,
of the four killed. He's claiming that Ethan had a fistful of hair, some hair in his hand that didn't belong to him, that it belonged to somebody else. So that would be the killer.
yeah, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what he's
And
claiming.
they're
But
saying it could be thrown out. I mean, who knows? You just never nowadays. You just never know. I mean, it's kind of
get some liberal
as we
judge
go
in
into this
there.
next thing, I just was listening the other day of this who was a very staunch Trump supporter, Janine DePiro, or whatever her name is. Her and Trump has at each other because she wanted to prosecute the people in the what's it called, the reflecting pool. The
Yep.
guy that was supposed to sabotage the reflecting pool. And I see yesterday he just got off. All charges were dropped after Trump did this whole thing. But the reason I put this on here, Trump in a comment the other day called Pee Wee Herman Pinky Herman. It was so funny, and he just went right on like it was nothing.
Yep.
It's just
Yep.
uh, it's amazing the way that he can talk and just talk his way through stuff. I'm just, if nothing, I mean, we needed a businessman run this country without question.
Yeah.
He definitely is a
Yeah.
businessman, but just some of the things he does is funnier than hell. It's just, um, and I'll tell you what, if he gets an idea in his mind, he's going to, like yesterday, he signed that birthright executive
Yeah.
order that the Supreme Court, ruled down, and he's going after it again. So
Yeah.
he's very
They were
persistent. And
they were seeing people, were traveling to the U.S. to visit like Disney World. And the mother would be pregnant, so she'd have the baby while at Disney World. Or they would come to see a monument, have the baby, and then it would obviously be a U.S. citizen. So that shit has to
yeah,
end.
what has to? Yeah, it's great. Otherwise, they're going to do it all the time. I mean, they're going to,
And we're paying for
why
it.
would you?
Yeah.
Yeah, we are paying for it. That's true. It's crazy.
Yep.
All right, our next sponsor.
Trailview Meats. Farm raised beef by the whole, half, quarter, or by the pound. Cody Vossen and Trailview Meats. He has ground beef, steaks, roasts, briskets, short ribs, and so much more. We constantly get Cody's 1 and 2 pound packages of ground beef, and we've also had a number of his steaks and roasts, and the chuck roasts are absolutely fantastic. I know we've talked about this before, Tommy, where I've brought a cooler down to you filled with meat, and you loved it. And Cody just offers homegrown, farm-raised beef by the whole, half, quarter, by the pound. And if you're in need of meat and don't trust what's being sold in the stores, contact Tom or me. We'll put you in touch with Cody, and we can get you the meat that you need and that is farm-raised and actually very, very, very delicious. So Trailview Meats, located on Highway 71, just a couple of miles outside of Elroy, Wisconsin.
When's the last time you bought meat from a grocery store?
It's been a long time.
Probably
The last time I did was
yeah.
from the commissary. We did buy a chuck roast up there because we were out from
Oh, okay.
Cody, and I just didn't reach
Yeah.
out to him. And that roast was good, but I will not buy hamburger. I will not. We are even avoiding like McDonald's and all that stuff because it's all.
Oh, yeah.
We think it's all
Yeah.
lab grown bullshit. So
Yeah.
yep, we get it from
I
Cody.
saw
And
a lady the other day. Go ahead.
I was going to say we've got Sam's father-in-law reached out to us, and we're getting a quarter of a beef from him. So,
Okay. Yeah, that'd be good too.
yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was at the grocery store the other day and I saw this lady that had this. It had to be. It looked like it was 3 foot long. It might have been 2 foot long roll of ground beef, and I thought, what the hell is in that shit? I mean, seriously. I mean, I wouldn't buy a roll of ground beef if. I mean, there's no way I'd buy a roll of ground beef. I mean,
Yeah. This is bad, but the one package of meat I will buy from Quick Trip are their ribs. They put
Really?
ribs in this tin, and it's a half a rack.
Well,
or
you
maybe
mean it's already
4
cooked? That's already cooked.
Yeah. Yeah, you just warm it
Yeah.
up. And that's
Yeah.
probably everything that they swept off the floor, but they are very good. Good ribs. But yeah.
It's crazy. I thought I'd bring back Bigg's Bourbon Basement. Penny and I still try to every night have a shot of bourbon about 9 o'clock every night. Penny, if it gets to be 9:15, she says, "Oh, I forgot the bourbon." I call her an alcoholic now, but we've been drinking a lot of bourbon. But she's actually become kind of a connoisseur. I mean, she knows a lot more about it than I do. I think. I mean, I know quite a bit about it, but she certainly gets involved in it, and then she'll stop at Kroger or Meyer or Costco or sometime, and then she'll bring home a bottle of booze. And she bought a bottle. This it's called Old Fitzgerald Bourbon. It's called Bottled in Bond, and this product is made. Actually, it was first produced. It was registered in 1884. The Old Fitzgerald Bourbon was, which think about that, 1884, back when this was first registered. And it's produced by Heaven Hill Distillery, which is a very well-known distillery in outside of Louisville that actually burned down completely about 25 years ago, and they've rebuilt the whole thing. It's beautiful. We went by there, but bottled in bond means it has to be 100%. So this is 100% proof. It's aged 7 years, very smooth. We drink it straight, and just a great bourbon to have in your case. And like I said, we try a different one usually every night. And I think I've said before, if it's over 100 proof, unless you mix it with something, I'm just not anything 100 or less. I can drink, straight, but other than that, it's got to be. But this Old Fitzgerald bourbon is it's very old. It's a bourbon that's been around for a long time. It's very good. It's very good sipping bourbon. So I'm amazed at the number of people that are into bourbon now.
Yeah, it's
I
big.
wore my bourbon badass shirt to my chiropractor appointment a few weeks ago, and she said, "Oh, are you into bourbon?" I said, "Well, yeah." Told her we went to the bourbon trail and things like that. And she said, "Well, my husband is big time into bourbon," so I had to tell her my Pappy Van Winkle story. And anyway, she's does they're into it too. And then right down from the hotel, there's a place called the Cigar Box over in Westfield. It's just a lounge, and I guess they got an unbelievable collection of bourbon in there. I haven't been in there yet, but I definitely want to go. And a lot of places are stocking a lot more bourbon now. If you go in a grocery store or liquor stores, there's rows and rows of bourbon, and I think everybody's doing it now. Distilleries are making it now in all states, so it's kind of interesting that it is becoming so popular. Next sponsor is Erica's Place, located at 40 West Jackson Street in Cicero, Indiana, and 654 Logan Street in Noblesville, Indiana. Breakfast served all day, daily specials. A group of us meet every Wednesday morning at the Noblesville store. We're up in the round table in the corner, and we solve all the world's problems up there every week. And it's amazing. You sit around there, and they just ridicule each other. I come walking in, and the one guy says, "Can you walk any slower?" And it's just, it's just one right after the other. We're always criticizing, but we have a great time. And our waitress' name is Trish, and she's fantastic, takes good care of us. They're open 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Saturday and 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Sundays. They have a seniors menu. Carry out is available. A lot of their businesses carry out. And if you love great food, visit Erica's Place in Cicero or Noblesville. One of our favorite segments on here we like to talk about is All in the Family. And I know you've had a couple of great weeks with your family, Mike, and I'm sure you want to talk about that, and we'll talk about that. But you wanted to talk about Kindle Fest. That's the Labor Day thing coming up, right?
Yeah, Kendall Fest is September 4th, 5th, and 6th in Kendall, Wisconsin. And if you're listening and have never been there, Kendall's the size, it's about 500 people live in the town, and they put on a weekend that is absolutely incredible. They'll start out Friday with a corn and beer fest, free corn, beer. There's a mini tractor pull and a carnival and a band called Rising Phoenix. Saturday, there's a youth wrestling 5K run and walk, craft and vendors, a pancake breakfast, cornhole tournaments, all school gathering at the Kendall Community Hall, bingo, a band called Last Ride. The carnival still goes on, a demo derby, which if you're not there early for the demo derby, you're not going to get in. It's just packed. There's a class of 91 class reunion, the band Bad Medicine in the evening, and then fireworks. And Sunday's probably the biggest day. They've got the Royal Booster Club pancake breakfast, Buck's famous chicken. The beer tent and food stands are open. The carnival is on. The kids pedal pull, the Gary Brigham family band, the Kendall Fire Department raffle drawing, the demo derby, a huge parade. And then that evening in the park is the band Midway with Tim Schrader. That's his I believe, his country band, and they are outstanding. And it's just a fun-filled 3 days over the weekend. And you wouldn't believe, last year we were there the entire weekend, and they actually have kids in golf carts going back and forth, hauling people down to the park for tips. And they use the money for the Royal Athletic Program. And there are so many people there that the golf carts are constantly going back and forth, hauling people from wherever they have to park down to the
Huh.
park. And
Interesting.
it's just amazing. Thousands of people there. So great time. So if you get a chance, come out on the 4th, 5th, and 6th of September to Kendall Fest in
So
downtown
where do they
Kendall.
have that demolition derby at?
They actually have it across the river. So if you've got the park and they've got the creek that runs
Back
through there, right?
where the tractor pull is, back in
Yeah,
that area.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
And they've got bleachers back there, grants, some bleachers, and it will be absolutely packed.
Huh.
So yeah, it's amazing. They do a
As a
great
kid, I
job.
remember going to those over in Anderson. I used to love to go to those demolition derbies. It's
Yeah.
amazing. There was cars that get smashed up and they go backwards and they'd run in a figure eight and man, they'd run into each other and it was fun. But
We had at the Elray Fair, Freddie Jensen used owned the grocery store. He always tied a watermelon to the top of his car, and the big thing was, people would be so anxious to see how long that watermelon would last on top of his car before it would fall off and smash. But good
huh,
times.
interesting. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
for
and
a little town, it's always been a big
oh,
thing. We'd
it's
love to come. That's our Purdue's first game is Friday night. I don't know that we'd love to come up, but I don't know if we're going to be able to or not.
yeah, good time, good time, and then family
Well, let's talk
reunion.
about the Murphy reunion. All the family together for the first time in a long time.
Long time. First time we'd all been together since May of 24 when Jacob came home from Iraq and we had a party. And they were all home here in Wisconsin. They came home. Our daughter-in-law Becca came home and grandson Lincoln came home on the 16th. They were here just overnight, and then they went to Iowa. She hadn't seen her family in a year plus. And then Jacob flew in. I think it was the 28th, 27th, something like that. And we were all here for a few days before we headed over to my youngest son Sam's place and his family. Just had a great time. We spent about 7 days there. Very, very few chaotic times where all the kids were screaming at once. We had a couple of those, but we just had a great time. We went to the Timber Rattlers game. We grilled. We went to Bay Beach, which is an amusement park up by Green Bay. And ticket rides there are a quarter a ride. So a
What?
ride made, yeah, we spent $36 on tickets and we had oodles of tickets left over. And I don't know how many rides the kids went on, the adults went on with the kids. Food is extremely cheap and it was just a great time. It's called Bay Beach. We played dominoes. We had family pictures. We took Link fishing. And after about the third cast, I posted this on Facebook. He said, "This is boring." But then he sat there or stood there and casted for another hour and actually did
Really?
extremely
Okay.
well and was better than
Ah,
Jake and me. So he enjoyed
interesting.
fishing. Played cards with UTV riding, saw family. And then the night before we left, we went out to eat at a place called Schwarz's. And it's on the east side of Lake Winnebago. And Sam loves supper clubs, so he picked this club out. Great reviews, and so we went over there. And I told him, I don't care what it costs. We're not together hardly at all ever. Once every 2 years or whatever. Get whatever you want. I'll pay the bill. It doesn't matter. So after drinks, we got there. It's kind of neat how they do it. You get there, you order your drinks, you go sit down, and when you're ready to be seated, you stand your menu up. They come and get you, they seat you, and your food is immediately brought out because they've taken your order. And by the time they seat you, your food is out within minutes. And I had the best tenderloin I've ever had. Prime rib. Some of the family had prime rib. Jacob had lobster and I think prime rib or tenderloin or something, shrimp, something like that. The bill for the drinks and the meals. Now there were 8 of us, 6 adults, 2 children, and then Trey, who's ate off everyone else's plate. He's only one. So for the drinks, the meal, and the desserts, it was $540. And
That's
I know
it.
it sounds unbelievably expensive, and it was, but I would go there again in a heartbeat. It's called
Huh.
Schwarz's. It's on the east side of Lake Winnebago, and we just had a fantastic meal, fantastic time. Topped it off with a great meal, very expensive, but like I said, I didn't care what it cost.
Right.
We were all together, and just a great time. So yeah, a lot of fun.
Now,
Jacob, literally,
did you
they
all
just
stay at
landed.
Sam's?
Yeah, we
Did
did.
you all
Yep,
stay at Sam's?
yep, yep. Plenty of room, extra bed even. So
And you took your
yeah.
UTV up there with you?
No, no, we rode that here before we went over to
Oh, okay.
Sam's.
Before you went up.
Yep,
Okay, okay.
yep,
Now, did
yep.
Sam and Kaylee come down to Toma before you guys went
No,
up there, or no? No.
no, because her sister and their son, her sister's son, were up from Texas. So
Oh, that's
Sam and
right.
Kaylee had people at their house for 17 days straight. So I know Kaylee was ready to get her house back.
I
And but
bet.
we had a fantastic time, absolutely fantastic time. A lot of laughs and good being together. Got some great family pictures, and yeah, it's sad when they go, but it's we're blessed to have the memories. Jacob and family literally just landed in Warsaw, Poland, and they're going through security as we speak, and hit their next flight to Munich, and then they'll drive 2 hours back to Waldenburg and be home. So
It's always a great time when you do that. I think I talked previously about my birthday. We were on the lake on the pontoon, and then Penny just booked. Last year, we started a tradition that we don't buy gifts. We just get an Airbnb, and we pay the majority of it. We do make the kids pay a little bit, but we just all as a family go and get an Airbnb where there's enough room for all of us. And just like that, we play cards and games and stuff. And it's kind of interesting. Of course, we didn't ask any pizza questions, but one night I made them all sit down and we just went around and I asked each one of them what they were thankful for, and we kind of it was very emotional. Some of it was, but it's just great to get family together and really appreciate each other. Even though a lot of times you don't. I mean, we don't do that very often where we get everybody together, but it's just great to
yeah,
do that. And uh, the older you get, I get. That is the most important thing in life. I think it's just. Of course, your health is number one, but without question. But I just think it's important that you do that, and the memories that you can make and share, and the things that they'll never forget. And I think you brought it up, Mike, one time, but these podcasts we're doing, they're out there forever. I mean, our great grandkids can, someday
yep,
just while they're searching the web, can pull it up and see us talking, which will be terrific. I think that's terrific.
yeah.
But uh, our little granddaughter Dacia, 3 years old. Um, this past week, my phone was ringing, and I looked down my phone and it said FaceTime from Dacia, and I thought, what the hell is that? So I opened it up, and here she is. She has learned how to make phone calls on her iPad at 3 years old. So her mom says she calls me, she calls Penny, Mama, she calls her other grandma, she calls Gigi, which is my other daughter, her aunt. So she got 4 or 5 people that she calls constantly. Like that day, she called me 3 times. Papa, what are you doing? I said, well, same thing I was doing 10 minutes ago. It's hilarious.
That's
And then
awesome.
when the iPad, all you see is the top of her head. You don't see her
Yep,
face. She doesn't. I say,
yeah,
put the iPad down. Put the iPad down. But it's hilarious that and really heartwarming that things like that happen. And kids nowadays have so much electronics to their fingertips. It's crazy. But
yeah,
the discussion now is, when do you get somebody their first cell phone? I don't know. I mean, Ayla's going to be 10 years old, and that's a little young to get a cell phone, but they do have kids' cell phones now where they kind of limited, and all they can do is take calls and send outgoing calls and things like that. So they're having that discussion at this time. So it's again, electronics is crazy what's going on. But school started this week here. Ayla started on Tuesday, and Rachel starts next week. So we'll be in full swing next week with the same routine as always, where she gets up early, brings Ayla over here, and then takes Dacia down to Angie's, or my daughter's, and then she heads downtown Indianapolis to school, which she's done that forever. Thank God she finally did get another car so that she shouldn't have to worry about that. But it's amazing. School, like Noblesville school, started July 30th, which is
jeez,
crazy. It's nuts that they start. I mean, they do get 2 weeks, at fall, 2 weeks at Christmas, and 2 weeks in the spring. But it just starts. I remember we didn't go till after Labor Day.
yeah, Yeah.
You know, we
Link
got out
starts the
before Memorial.
17th. Yeah.
Really,
Yeah.
the 17th of August.
August. But they get a
Really?
number of breaks in 4 day. They get at least one 4 day weekend every month because of, the military
Oh,
holidays
okay,
that are
okay.
recognized. So, yeah, they start
So
early.
does he get along? I mean, does he like his school over there? It's
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. He goes to a DODEA school, so it's all English speaking, military kids.
Okay.
And,
Oh, okay. So it's on the
yep.
base. Oh,
Yeah, it's
okay.
on Panzer. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Again, I want to brag on my wife. I put Penny's persistence, but she's doing this. She put a double oven in our pantry, and we'll be sitting talking on the couch, and then she'll be gone, and she'll come back and I'll say, "Where'd you go?" She said, "I had to put another coat of urethane, whatever the hell that is. I don't know what that is, on the cabinets out in the garage." And then she'll sit for a little bit. Where you going? I got to put another coat on there. And I'm thinking, so I go out in the garage, and she's built these cabinet doors. She bought a router, and she's routed her cabinet doors, and it's just, I'm just amazed at the time that she takes to meticulously put stuff together. It's just amazing. And then last night she saw that the dishwasher was leaking. So she was down on her hands and knees, pulled the dishwasher out, and she's on Chat GBT, and Chat GBT gives her a video, and she says, this is amazing. The video showed her exactly where the leak was, some gravity fed motor or something, and here's the part you need to order. And she said, this is amazing. Can you imagine 10 years ago how much time we would have had
Yeah.
to spend to try to figure out what was wrong with this? But I'm just amazed at the things like to be able to fix a dishwasher. And Rachel brought some furniture over for her to put together for her classroom. And it's just, I don't have that talent, none whatsoever. I cannot build anything, but I'm just amazed at the thing that she does. And
She's
she
in the wrong
continues to lose.
business.
Yeah, she continues to lose weight. I'm getting maybe a little concerned about her, but she's. I think she's lost 78, 79 pounds. So, but she looks fantastic and she feels great. So that's the most important thing. And real quick, I don't want to talk about my aches and pains, but as a 75-year-old, I don't know. I was telling somebody the other day. I said, I think when I turned 75, and man, I don't know. I just feel like shit all the time. But I every once in a while will get an itch in my finger or my thumb, and it just drives me bananas. I mean, to the point where I could cut the damn thing off. It bothered me. But the other day, I got one starting in my right wrist, and I put Whoa Charlie and magnesium roll-on on it, and it helped a little bit. And then now it's up in the middle of my palm, and it just will not quit. And it's not really an itch. I think it's nerves, but I don't know what
Yeah.
the hell. And I think the 75-year-old body's like a car, like a 25-year-old car. Eventually, like the turn signal don't work and the muffler falls off, and every day there's something different. It's it's going to fall apart, and it's just and again, I don't take care of myself. I don't drink near the water that I should drink. I don't exercise. I mean, I get a lot of exercise, but not the kind that like yesterday I worked 6 hours at the hotel, and then I spent another 4 hours unloading concession stuff, and so I am active doing stuff. But as far as going to the gym and working out and stuff like that, I don't do that on a regular basis. I think I need to start doing that and drinking. I really believe that if you drink 8 bottles of water a day, I think that's really, really beneficial to you, or at least drink,
Yeah.
a lot of water a day. It's, but
That's what I have here: water and my protein mix. So
yeah, yeah. Well,
heading to the
you're
gym after
dedicated, man.
this.
You go to the gym every day and do what you need to do. And I just, I should do it, but I don't. But you gotta get ready for that bike race next year. So
That's right. That's
when you
right.
pick up your bike,
It was going to be today, but our plans got changed around. So end of the month, we're heading down to meet
now
our friends.
do you go pick it up? I mean, you go bike shop and get whatever you want, or you tell him what you want and he's got it.
We're going to go bike shopping down at the Wheel and Sprocket down by Madison. So
Well, he's going to go with you.
no, I'm going to go. I'm going to buy it and then send the bill into
Oh,
Adam,
okay,
and
okay,
his people will
okay.
pay for it.
So you're going to pick
Yep.
out what you want. And
Yep. Yep.
interesting. Real quick bike
Yep.
question: do you have a bike holder on the back of your truck?
I've got a rack that I can put on my vehicle.
Okay.
Yeah, it
Now is it
slips
one
into
that
the
just
receiver.
sticks into the like the hitching post wherever you
Yep.
put your hitch?
Yeah.
I need to get one because I've been laying it down and I don't like. I got a new bike. I don't like laying it down the back of my truck.
Yeah.
I need to find one somewhere. Probably Amazon has them, I'm sure. But
Yeah. Yep. Put her right in the receiver and strap her on. So
all right, our
yes.
final sponsor, not our final sponsor, one of our first sponsor by all means, but is Healthy Preludes.
Yeah, talking about healthy prelude, and this shits the balm. Booking soon is coming. It's coming soon online, and new appointments and new services. I know Ryan is back up with Anna. We were in her shop last about a week and a half ago, and it's looking fantastic in there. Jill and I have massages next Wednesday, so that'll be our first time in her new place. And coming soon, she has yoga, full spectrum far infrared sauna with full body red light therapy, and a salt halo generator booth. I know that was sitting in there being ready to be installed when we were up there last week. And you can also purchase products from Anna on her website. Tom was talking about this at www.thisshitsthebalm.com. Pickup and shipping are available. And Anna's booked out, but with Ryan now coming back and her shop open, they do have some openings, so you can check her openings out at healthyprelude.com and then check out her products at, like I said, www.thisshitsthebalm.com. We use her products. We use her suntan screening, or, what do they call it? Suntan lotion and magnesium products, and they work fantastic. And Anna makes a lot more. They're all made from homegrown or stuff that's natural, and you don't have all this cancer causing products inside of it. So I know you use it too, Tommy, and it's great stuff. Anna's a terrific person, and check out her website and her products on healthyprelude.com.
What was the booth you was talking about? What kind of booth is that she said she's getting ready to
She,
install?
yeah, she's putting in a full spectrum far infrared sauna, and that's with full body red light. Now, the red light therapy, I don't know a lot about it, but I've seen it, and I know a lot of places are putting this stuff in. It's red light therapy that's supposed to help your skin and your organs and all that type of stuff. So it's kind of a sauna with this red light therapy. You see women put that on their
Yeah,
faces, that
yeah,
mask.
yeah, yeah.
And
I've
then
been
she's
reading about
also,
it. It's supposed to be beneficial for you. I mean,
yeah. And then the salt halo generator booth, it's going to be, I know that's good for your lungs. So I've been into those types of areas before. Over in Europe, they have the salt rooms that you can go into and just breathe in, the air, and it's mixed with the
huh,
salt and so on and so forth. So
huh.
she'll have
Interesting.
both of those in shortly. And then yoga. We'll be heading up there for yoga too. So good stuff. Great lady, great person, great
Yeah, she
product,
is,
and
without
check it
question.
out at Healthy Prelude. Yep.
Hey, you'd mentioned we got some more listeners, maybe a few
Yeah.
more listeners. I don't. It's interesting. I was talking to Magic Mike at the hotel. His name's Mike. He's our assistant manager. I call him Magic Mike. But anyway, I said something about a podcast. He said, "You got a podcast?" I said, "Yeah." "What is it?" I said, "Colonel Mr. Bigg." I said, "Check it out on YouTube." He said, "I will." So he said, "What do you talk about?" So I told him. He said, "I'm going to check it out." So shout out to Magic Mike. If you're listening, Mike, share this with all your friends and relatives, and let's get some more listeners.
Yeah, I was actually thinking, I wish you were up here because for the Labor Day thing in Kendall, they were looking for more entries for the parade. And I thought, man, if we had bouncy balls or stickers or something, we could take my UTV and drive down, be a part of the parade and hand that stuff out, have a big banner on it. But yeah, we're getting a few more listeners. We're both on YouTube and Spotify, and we've got listeners in the U.S., Germany, Japan, United Kingdom, and South Korea, and Brazil, and Canada. So it's slow. It's a slow process, but we've picked up a few more, so it's always good to see that.
Speaking, I've been working with this lady to get some shirts and hats. And she's driving me nuts, but it's one of our sophomores at the school, a really good athlete. It's her grandmother, and I took Ayla to basketball camp one day, and she had a booth in there, and she was selling jewelry and stuff and hats and stuff. And I said, "Do you do silk screening? I mean, can you?" She said, "Yeah." And so this had to be in June. And this lady's just driving me nuts. told her a shirt I wanted, and she came back and said, "Ah, we can't get that color." So I picked another shirt. I picked a hat. Oh, we can't get that. So finally, she told me she placed the order this week, and so I just sent her an email yesterday or text yesterday, and I said, "You didn't even give me pricing yet. You placed the order." She said, "Oh, I forgot to do that." I said, "Hell, as long as I waited, it ought to be free." anyway,
Now,
anyway, I got 4 shirts and 2 hats coming sometime. I hope soon, sooner than later. But
now you
uh,
know you can go on Etsy and
I know.
you don't have to order like 50 shirts. People can order, and then you don't have that big stock, sitting in your house
Yeah,
somewhere,
yeah,
so they can go on
yeah,
there and
yeah.
order it.
That's what this is. I said I only want 2 shirts and 4 shirts and 2 hats to start. And I said if we like the quality, then we might get some more shirts and hats and stuff. But I like that idea about the parade. I don't know. We should have thought. I guess we should have thought about this earlier. It's probably too late to get an entry in now, isn't it?
Jill just saw that last night, but maybe next year
Did
we can
she?
do it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Um, or they have a Christmas parade, don't they? I
Not
thought about
sure.
that. Cicero has a great big Fourth of July parade here, and they have all this ridiculous bullshit in the parade. I mean, people in golf carts and
Yeah.
stuff. And I was thinking about it then. I thought, man, it'd be a good time now to. I mean, I put signs up in Erica's in both her restaurants, and I've got a sign there. I got a sign in the coffee shop here in town, just saying. I mean, I don't know if it helps or not. It just uh, Magic Mike said, "How much money are you making on that podcast?" I say, "We ain't making no money. What are you talking about? No money." I mean, I said, "We do it for fun." I said, if it got into that eventually, I mean, that's not what we do it for, but eventually it would be nice to make a few bucks, but that's
Yeah.
not what we're doing it for. But it's just fun to do, and it's great to talk to you on a weekly or biweekly basis, and hopefully we can get back in a groove here when we real quick, family, how's the parents doing with the new house and any feedback or riffraff back from what happened?
Well, we've stopped down there a couple of times. We're actually going down there this afternoon to they finally got their internet hooked up yesterday, so we're going to go down and hook up their box today so they can get the
Okay.
TV channels. And I really like it. I was shocked when I went in there how cozy and nice. My mom, she's had help, but from a lot of family members, but the place looks extremely nice and it's so cozy. I think they're going to love it over time. I really do. I mean,
Yeah.
everything's on the
Yeah.
first level. They've got a brand new bathroom, 2 nice bedrooms, a sitting area, and right in town. They've got their UTV. They can hop in that and ride all over. And I really think, they're not going to have to mow lawn. They're not going to have to carry in wood and keep a wood stove going. And I think it's going to be the best thing for them. And I
Yeah,
ran
it
into
will.
a late,
Long term, it will be. I mean,
yeah,
now it's kind of and more they're there. They'll get. So is it 1 bedroom or 2 bedroom?
2 bedrooms. And I
Two
ran into a
bedroom.
lady that worked with my mom at Walmart, and she was thrilled that they moved into this house. She was so worried
Uh
about them up at the farm with the steps and everything. So,
Sure.
yeah, over time, I think it's going to be the best thing done for them.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Yeah. Now,
yep.
can they ride their UTV from Elroy to Kendall?
Yeah. Yeah.
You
We
can't
ride
go
it
on a
from
bike
Tone.
trail though, right? You can't go on the
No,
bike
it's
trail, can you?
all back roads. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you
So
can't
I've
go on
got
70. You can't go on 71 either, can you?
no, you can't go on any
No.
state highway, all county
Oh, okay.
roads. So I
Okay.
ride it from here all over. I go to Mawson. I've been up to Nakusa. I've been to Elroy, Waniwak, Union Center, all over. So, yep.
How much? I'm sure it gets pretty good gas mileage, right?
It does okay. Yeah, it's got a small tank, so
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You probably got to stop every once
I'm
in a
not
while.
sure what it gets for mileage, but yeah, it does fine. Saves miles on my truck. Jill and I,
Oh,
like
without
this
question.
afternoon,
Yeah.
we're going to hop in it and head over to Elroy and ride the UTV, and so I don't have to put miles
Now,
on the
how will
truck.
you go from your house to Elroy? How will you go?
So I'll go out through town here and go straight across past the Toma VA, which is County Road ET. And then I
Right.
take another road right through Oakdale, and I'll cross over the interstate 2 different times, overpasses.
Right.
And then it's all back roads into Clifton. And then we'll go past the Fry's house, through Kendall, and then up over the hills past Tommy Thompson's ranch and into town that way on P or
Okay.
double P,
Okay.
whatever it is.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all back roads.
Now,
Yep.
how fast does it
So
go?
I don't like. I mean, it'll go faster. I usually go 45 miles an hour top speed. I just don't
Okay,
like to go
okay.
much faster. So,
No,
yeah,
no. I mean, it's not like golf cart go top speed 17. I mean, it's not.
yeah,
But again, we just putz around town here with that. We don't really go. I do take it to the high school for football games, though. I do go the back roads to the high school to
yeah.
football games, and I
What I
stopped
what
by.
I
The cop stopped me one day, and he said, "What are you doing?" And I said, "Well, I'm concession manager at high school," and I said, "I live in Tamarack, and I just go the back road so I can go back and forth to the concession stand." He said, "You know that you're not supposed to be on any road that's above 30-mile-an-hour speed limit." I said, "What? I didn't know that." He said, "No." He said, "This is 45 mile an hour back here." And he said, "You're not supposed to be on this road." I said, "I had no clue." He said, "Well, I'm not going to," he said, "I'm just going to ignore the fact that I stopped you." And he said, "I'm not going to," he said, "Hopefully I won't see you again on this road." I said, "Well, I plan on doing it on a weekly, I mean, on whenever we have football games." And
yeah,
so, but I haven't seen anybody since. So,
yeah, yeah. Yep, we have fun with it. So I don't know what I
yeah.
was going to say. Something about what we really enjoy is if we're out late at night and it's dark, coming past all the Amish farms, you can see their lanterns going, and sometimes seeing
Yeah.
sitting around a table and stuff like that. So
Yeah, yeah. Is the
yeah,
lights
we
pretty
enjoy
good
it.
on it? Is the lights pretty good on at night? So you can,
Our our lights are
is it
fantastic. Yeah.
okay?
So
Probably
yep,
LED, right? LED
yeah,
lights, probably. Yeah,
yep,
yeah.
yep.
All right, buddy. Hey, great
All
seeing you.
righty.
Glad you had a good time with the family, and let's see when we can. Maybe we can do this next week. We'll see. See
Yeah,
what our
I'll shoot you
schedules
a
look like.
text.
And
Yep.
all right, have a good
All right,
weekend,
Tommy.
and
Have
I'll
a good
talk to you
week.
next week. All right,
Sounds good.
love
Love
you.
you. Yep.
Take care.
Bye bye.